We're back, everybody. Welcome to episode 69 Z Sports Talk. I'm AJ here with my co-host Zach Harms, and we got another real episode today, just like every single one, like for the last 5 episodes here. But
Yeah, apparently there's a lot of sports going on.
tons, tons. I mean, we knew going into winter time that this is what happens. But
hmm
yeah, we have our Did You See It MLB deadline or not deadline MLB free agency tracker type of thing we're going to be doing today. A lot
I
of free
love free
agency,
agency stuff.
a lot already happening. Update on the World Cup, the NHL, there, another Would You Rather, as well as some other news from around the NBA. Then we have college basketball, college football, NFL. So we better hop right into it. But Zach, you doing all right?
Yeah, doing good. Good weekend watching the sports. Good for my teams. So
Yep, yep.
I'm
You had a good weekend.
I'm happy. How was your weekend?
So yeah, I joined. For those of you that have not seen, I joined another podcast that is friends with us this week for some basketball talk, and that was a lot of fun. Kind of get our A to Z sports talk name, but get to a lot more people. But no, they were awesome, and so hopefully we can do that. And then they do football ones. If I mean you could appear on those and stuff like that. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. With our podcast, I like talking sports with you, but I also like reaching people that before. We have so many we've like talked to and stuff. It's
Yeah,
really cool. But um yeah, man, I'm doing good. I'm ready to hop right into this. So did you see it wise? I have a couple for us.
I do
My
too.
first one is in college football. Deion Sanders is leaving to
Mm,
become the new head coach at Colorado. And it
prime
wasn't
time.
Colorado like three wins or something like that
They
this
won
year? Like
one game.
was it one? Oh
hmm
man. Yeah, so that's big time. And then
If you
I thought
watched
I
his
saw
press conference, the one two words I'll say, he's coming.
I
I
thought he
watched the
said
whole thing.
something. Didn't he say something about his son? I just saw a snippet of it. I didn't see enough.
A
Something
lot of
about
the stuff
what
they
was that?
snippeted, they take it a little out of context. He said they're like, he told his son to stand up. He's like, that's your quarterback, but he's got to earn it though.
Uh-huh.
But they just snipped it as he's your quarterback,
Oh, okay. That makes more sense.
which like honestly is probably
Um,
better than any other people Colorado has right now.
yeah, that's true. They weren't that bad in the past couple of years, were they? Not like one win bad, right? I
I don't
could have
think so. I
sworn they
thought
were
they
like
were
five, six, seven.
decent.
Yeah.
Yeah, five
Yeah.
wins. Yeah.
um, did you see it? It's something that actually just happened like an hour ago. I saw Nike dropped Kyrie Irving. And so that was the
I
big
thought they
thing
did that a
first.
while ago.
Maybe that was a while ago or a couple days ago even because they just added John Morant like pretty much as a replacement, which I thought that was
Oh,
kind of like,
yeah, that's better.
dude, Nike's got that whole like air, fly time. You know what I'm talking about? Like that,
Yeah.
like, and Jaws obviously a high flyer. I think it's a
Oh yeah,
perfect match. But I
I
don't
agree.
know. Is that like a little shot at Kyrie for kind of a replacement? Kind of. I don't know.
I don't know.
And
Jazz earned it. I think they would have signed him regardless.
true. And I wonder if that's because Kyrie's antics and stuff. It's got to be right.
Oh yeah, without a
Like
doubt.
it can't just be, yeah. But yeah, what you got for us?
Uh, I got Smith and Jigba declaring for the draft and for going the college football playoff, which it's not like it's just a bowl game. They're actually in the playoff.
Yeah, yeah.
I think he's doing it because he's hurt, maybe. I don't know if he played against Michigan. I really don't know.
Mm.
And then my other, did you see it, was the Minnesota High School State Championship where they won on a Hail Mary. Guy chucked it for a Hail Mary. The guy caught it and then lateraled it back to a teammate and he ran in for a touchdown and they won the state championship on that
Shit.
play. And in
Man,
the
oh
big
man.
dome in the dome in for the where the Vikings play. So that's pretty sweet.
Oh, dang. Yeah, that's that's big time. That you're a legend. I bet. I mean, being a high school student, I bet
Oh
he's
yeah,
like,
that burst will never get forgotten.
no, no. I mean, I saw a conference in our basketball conference in high school. We got fourth place. This was like my freshman or sophomore year, and there was a conference championship game that we were there, and it was really packed in a smaller gym, so it seemed a lot bigger. Because everybody's crammed together, and a guy made a half court shot at the buzzer, and he was on Channel 5 News that week, and I
Sweet.
thought that was big time. But talk about this guy, that
hmm
that guy's never living that down. That's big time.
I know. And then my last, did you see it? Is the four Heisman candidates going to New York have been set. Max Dugan from TCU, that's who I want to win.
Mhm.
Oh my God, CJ Stroud,
Yep.
Stetson Bennett, who's like 40 years old, um, and Caleb Williams are the
Mm.
four finalists
Did you?
going to
That
New York.
reminds me. Did you see the Caleb Williams Utah nails?
Yeah, he
His
did that for
nails.
Notre Dame too.
Did he really?
Yeah. Did you
Not a good
see
look.
Utah Twitter what they tweeted, like their
Uh-uh.
account? They
Uh-uh.
had his nails and they put on it back to back.
Ooh, that's not a good look. That's not a good look at all.
No.
But yeah, so moving on to baseball here, which we haven't been talking a whole lot of baseball recently because obviously
Baseball's back.
there's not a whole lot going on. But yes, there's some big names getting moved around here. So starting, I guess, with Jacob DeGrom, 5-year deal with the Rangers. It was somewhere 150,
185 million.
180. Okay, I was thinking like 50. So what do you take from the Rangers? Do you think that I don't know. I don't know what to really think of it.
Like, it's exciting if you're a Rangers fan. Like, why
For
not?
sure. Yeah. Yeah.
It's They spent a bunch on Simeon and Seager. Might as well get a pitcher.
Mm-hmm.
DeGrom's the best when healthy. He's
I
gonna
think that
miss half a season next year for sure.
yeah.
He
I
just
think
throws too hard.
and I think the Rangers were one of the most disappointing teams last year because in the offseason, getting Seager, getting Semien, pitching wise, I mean they got Gray.
Martin Perez.
Martin Perez was really solid. Yeah.
They really didn't have anyone
That,
else. Their
yeah.
position players are not awful, really. Jonah
No.
Heim,
Mm-hmm.
Nathan, is it Nathaniel or Nathan Lowe? Same thing.
Yeah. 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 And
Adolis
Adolis Garcia.
Garcia.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, they got Jung Young. It's spelled
Yeah.
Jung, but it's
Yeah.
pronounced Young. Don't
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
But he's a
Yeah.
prospect coming up. I think he plays third.
Mhm.
Who's their outfield? Adolis Garcia and then two other guys.
I can't think off the top of my head. But
And
no, I mean,
Mike Maddox is their pitching coach now,
that's true. That's true.
going back
Yeah,
home.
they got their ace. So I want to see if they take that next step. Them, I mean, the A's are going to be awful vision, but the Astros will be good. The Mariners will be good. The Angels, we hope will be good. But who knows? So it's a tough division for sure. Which actually was not the case if you think about even 3 years ago. It was really Astros and everybody else. And look how the Mariners have turned it around. Rangers
Yeah.
are looking in the a couple deals that happened today. Justin Verlander, 2-year, $86 million deal with the Mets. I don't know if there's a record for like oldest guy making the most money type of thing, but he's 41, isn't he? That's a pretty
Yeah, it's
big,
crazy.
pretty. Cool. But
Low key, Verlander is like DeGrom's better when he's playing, but
uh,
Verlander's better because he stays healthy.
yeah,
You know what I
yeah,
mean? And pitches good all the time, which
yep.
I think the Mets kind of wanted.
Like DeGrom's easily, when healthy, we all agree is the best pitcher in baseball.
Hmm.
But Verlander's not like some crazy drop off. But I did put on a poll on our Instagram story. Did you see that? I was laughing
Yeah, I
so
put
hard.
disappointing or whatever.
Yeah. So I put like what did I say?
Well, the
Oh,
Mets choke again.
yeah, well I put like all four were like types of yeses. I
Yeah.
was like, yeah. And then the other big deal today, which you and I are not fans of, Trey Turner to Philadelphia, joining the Phillies. What's your initial reaction?
Hope he has an awful career. Like for the Phillies, it makes perfect sense.
Uh,
Their lineup's very good. Their defense is still not good, but they needed a
yeah.
shortstop. Him and Bryce Harper reunited
Yep.
in the NL East, which is funny. They both be playing their
Mm-hmm.
old team,
Mm-hmm.
but they're going to be
Yeah, that
good.
was
But also
that was the
Philadelphia, a lot
one
of times
position.
they kind of choke as well, kind of underperform.
Yeah.
So
Mm-hmm. No, that was the one position I feel like they really needed to upgrade. I mean, they had Sosa and
uh, Scott, Bryson Stott.
oh, Bright. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's definitely definitely an upgrade, I'd say. So I
Hmm.
made a video for on our TikTok the and downside to it because he's 29 and a lot of his success relies on some speed. So he's
Hmm.
gonna be like, I don't know how those last 3 or 4 years are gonna look. I mean, he's
He's
a
been
really good
hitting more home
contact
runs though.
guy.
He had like 90 RBIs though. So,
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, he could just.
but
I want to see how he adapts to it. Yeah.
I think he's gonna have a solid year his first year, but every player he signs with a new team, they never go
Mm-hmm.
berserk usually. And so I think he'll have a little bit of a down year next year, but he'll pick it up again.
We also have to mention playing in Philly is not the easiest thing. So if
No,
he gets off to a rough start, it might be a rough year next year, which I hope it is.
you too.
Because we agree we don't like Philly here. Was there any other
Especially
deals that
Bryce
I?
Harper, right, AJ?
I'm okay with Bryce.
Okay.
I have a little bit of bitterness actually since he kind of eliminated us single handedly against Michaelis and that's.
I would say
But
Helsley eliminated us single
that's
handedly.
true. That's true. That's true. So did I miss any deals though?
No,
Any
but
ones?
I've been looking on the Twitter,
Uh huh.
and the Cardinals have been linked to Christian Vasquez, talking to him. Front runners to land Sean Murphy, which I would prefer. Linked to Dansby Swanson, and then they've talked to Dansby and Xander Bogaerts, and then Judge is visiting San Diego tomorrow, which I didn't know he was going to visit there to talk. And then I
Oh,
put
what?
Rodon as the best starter available.
San Diego?
Yeah,
They don't have any money left. Where are they getting this stuff
I
from?
don't know.
What the heck?
I
I
think
didn't see that.
I'm kind of leaning towards your San Francisco. I didn't realize he was from that area.
Yeah, and like they just have so much money. Like they
It'd
have
be
so
so
much
dumb
money.
for him to go there, though. Not a hitter's ballpark.
Mm-hmm.
There's no one around him.
Mm-hmm. That's true. But what's some of those names that you brought up? So I mean, did you say Chris?
I want Rondon.
He would be nice. He would be
Even though
nice.
Mosaic said
Left.
we have 6 starting pitchers.
If I could take a guess, I don't think we're getting a pitcher.
Unfortunately,
Besides,
that's what we need though.
besides Quintana, Quintana's the bring him back. You have to, right?
Yeah,
He
you
can't be
have to.
that expensive. And
Do we really trust Dakota Hudson, Flaherty, Steven Matz? One to pitch good,
Mhm.
really just to stay healthy. Well, Dakota stays healthy
I
usually.
think that the thing, if they were all healthy, if health wasn't a factor, I
Mm,
wouldn't be questioning it that much because Jack has shown he could be dominant. The thing is,
yeah,
like you said, Matt's Hudson has been a little injury or just struggling.
but last year was his first year
Flaherty,
back from Tommy John, so hopefully he
yeah,
gets it together.
exactly. But catcher wise, so Contreras, Murphy, Vasquez, Danny Jansen, who would you want? Murphy?
Vasquez or Murphy?
Okay.
Vasquez can hit pretty good,
Mm-hmm.
and he's a pretty good defender too, I believe. He's
He is.
older
So
though.
yeah, yeah, I think he'd be one of those stopgap guys. He's not
Mm,
somebody you're going to have for a long time, but Herrera is still 22 or
yeah.
21, so yeah, he's still probably got a couple years to grow. Um, Out of all those names, if I was going to guess who we would go get, I would guess Vasquez because he's a free agent, right?
Yeah, he's a free agent.
So that's I don't think they want to give up um Mason Wynn. There's part of me that just and they're gonna probably have to do that to get like a Sean Murphy, and I just don't know if they're gonna pull the trigger on that.
I'd
But
trade I'd trade Newt. I like Newt, but he's been
mm-hmm,
playing good. Like that
mm-hmm,
was by far his best season. And
yeah,
maybe Yepes.
put
And then
Burleson in the.
yeah,
He's an
Burleson.
option. Mm-hmm.
Because we got so
It,
many players. I think we should another person. I don't know if he signed anywhere that is very intriguing to me as a DH is Michael Brantley.
hmm. So
He
yeah,
just
he's a
hits.
guy you and I have agreed that we really like for a long time. He is like 35, but the dude still
He
he gets
hits. If
280 and
you don't have
above.
to play him in the outfield, just
Mm-hmm.
play him at DH.
That's true. That's true.
Or have Nolan.
Yeah,
Well, I guess we have Nolan Gorman too. God, we have so many players, which is such a
I
luxury to have.
love I love Newt Bar. I love the energy he brings. I love the defense
Hmm.
he brings. We all know there's a guy named Jordan Walker that's probably going to be playing right field at some point this season.
Hmm. What
So
about Tyler O'Neill?
I was going to say, as much as I love him, part of me could see us moving him at some point.
Yeah.
I just feel he's a piece that It's just too inconsistent, and we
Trade
can't
him for
trust.
Pablo Lopez from the Miami. Get Sandy back.
You were really all year. I mean,
Sorry, I
deservingly
just
so.
keep
He
like
was.
thinking of stuff. I don't know. The offseason just is very exciting.
Yeah.
If you go on just thinking of the possibilities, different lineups like MLB the Show off season, I'm like
Mm-hmm.
signing all these people.
Mm-hmm.
I go to the store and bump up my cash I can spend
Yeah.
with like stubs I get, or I'm making trades. Oh, it's fun.
So you weren't real high on an idea.
Who?
Dansby Swanson.
Mhm.
So why aren't you so?
He's had one good year, which was last year. I think he kind of came back to earth in the second half of the season too. And I'm just not big on throwing a bunch of money at someone who's just had one really good year when like Bogarts hits over 300 for like every single year basically.
Mm-hmm.
And also if you really wanted to splash, Carlos Correa is better than probably both of them, but I don't think we'll do
Ooh,
that.
I don't know how I'd feel about that. I don't know how I
Our
would feel.
defense would be so good though.
Oh,
But I
oh,
like
dude.
Bogarts a lot. He just hits.
Now you got me thinking about Correa.
We're not going to get
I
Correa. He's too much money.
He is.
I don't honestly think we'll get any of them.
Which one? Which one do you? How do
Dansby's
I?
the cheapest. That's probably why we're going for him. And then he
Yeah,
also is the most risky because he's done it
he is.
once.
Yeah, yeah. I do like Dansby's defense. I like his athleticism. Um, that's why I could see us going after him because we're so focused, and it's not a bad thing, but we're so focused on defense here. I could see the him over Bogarts because of that. If we're just going off pure hitting, obviously Bogarts has been one of the
Hmm.
best hitting shortstops. Very underrated in my opinion for years now. Uh,
I think you could even rotate if you get Bogarts. Like just do a little rotation with him, Tommy,
mm-hmm,
Donovan.
mm-hmm,
They can DH too if
definitely.
they want. Bogarts could
Yep.
DH. Yeah, I know he probably doesn't want to, but
Yep. I
I
could see
DH'd a couple
also.
games in high school. It was honestly so fun. You just hit. You don't have to play defense. You go in when they're playing defense, eat
Yeah.
sunflower seeds.
Yeah.
Then
Albert
you go
was
up and
living the
hit. It was pretty
dream.
nice.
Albert was living the dream last year.
Yeah.
But yeah, I want to get somebody. I don't think there's any way around that. We're gonna get something. So
We're gonna
it'll
get a
be
catcher for
interesting.
sure.
You know, my dad was saying the same thing you were saying, and it should be common knowledge. But Alejandro Kirk is probably not the best idea.
No,
That body's not gonna hold up
very
much.
large.
um, but do you quick update on the World Cup? Do you have that pulled
Oh
up at
yeah,
all?
sure. I have it up. Yeah, so US lost. That sucked. But at least we weren't Canada and sitting on a couch. So um we the thing is the score they beat us 3-1, but we really played pretty dang good the whole entire game. It was just they they took care of their opportunities. They oh my God, I can't think of the word. This happens to me
Capitalized?
all the time. What?
Is it capitalized?
Yes, capitalized on their opportunities. And all of them really came on counterattacks, and they'd cross it over usually to the backside, and our back, full back, left back, right back, midfielder, if they're covering for him, just did not mark the guy and just went right in. And they were all at times where we had a lot of momentum and they just broke away and then boom, a goal. Like we got up to 2-1 and I was getting hyped because we were really pressuring them. Then they go down and score, which kind of deflated us.
Mhm.
But the one thing you can look forward to is we played good against the Netherlands team who's hasn't lost in a very long time against some of they like the best defender in the world, Virgil van Dijk. And we're the second youngest team in the World Cup. So in 2026, Pulisic is going to be 28. He's not even going to be 30 yet. Um, Serginho Dest, I didn't realize he's like 22. Tim Weah is like 23 right now. Um, Tyler Adams, our captain's 23, same age as us, and he's playing in a World Cup. Ridiculous.
Crazy.
Weston McKenzie's 25. So these guys are all still going to be super young and they're going to get more playing time in Europe where the competition's good.
Yep.
As Weston McKenzie plays for Juventus. Pulisic for Chelsea. Uh, oh, Tyler Adams plays, I think, in the Premier League now. Maybe for like Aston Villa. Maybe I could be completely wrong, but it's good to see us like perform and get to the knockouts. But also, one thing we don't have is a true striker. I follow Taylor Twellman on Twitter. He's St. Louis
Yeah.
guy, soccer
Okay.
guy,
Yeah. Yeah.
and he was basically a lot of my knowledge comes from him tweeting about the game, which we share the same things because big soccer heads. But he was saying we really don't have a striker. We don't have that big go-to guy to get a goal. So hopefully we can either develop or someone's from a different country somehow is ties to US and can be a US team.
Mhm.
So Erling Holland, I know you're from Iceland, I believe. No, I don't think you're from Iceland. You're from where are you from? Wherever you're from. If you just want to,
Is he
switch to
is
the
he is
US.
he Swedish?
He's I don't
Got that European look to him though. Got the blonde hair, the blue
he's
eyes.
one of those whatever those countries are. Norwegian, that's what it is.
Ah, Norway. Gotcha.
He is so good.
I
I
didn't
watched a video of him
realize.
striking a soccer ball on a volley. It echoed the whole stadium.
I didn't realize how dominant he was until I saw like a breakdown of like, because I mean I'm not a huge soccer guy. I don't. I'm starting to understand it more.
All you gotta
But
do
when
is
I
play FIFA, and I started
yeah.
playing FIFA again, and I got very into what I do is the transfers, and so I'm with Chelsea. I got some pieces. I got Jude Bellingham, England, really young guy. I got
Uh,
Alfonso Davies, who's just
mhm,
fast.
mhm.
Two young pieces that kind of ruined my whole entire transfer budget till I after the transfer window closed. So I'm in the season until January. I just whenever in January I made a transfer or transferring away Lukaku for like 150 mil because I want to get Messi because he's old, so he's not as much as he should be. But
Yeah.
Erling Holland on there, I looked at his thing and you like click on it. It's like you may have to average or pay this much. It was like between 200 million and 300 million for it
Jeez.
because
Well,
he's like 20 in the game.
that reminds me of the Ronaldo deal that just
Oh yeah,
happened. Did you see that?
yeah, going to Saudi.
What's that all about?
Messi's
Again, I
again.
don't know much
Saudi is
about
some
this whole
like
thing, but like
Saudi's does some
shady
not great
stuff.
things. Yes, he
That's
went there just
crazy
for
though.
money.
That's crazy. That I mean that has to be the it was you would think at this point in his career he has gotten quite a bit along the way that he would want to just win, at a high level or but I think wasn't that the problem with Man United was that they didn't want to they didn't
Well,
play him as
well,
much and
he went out in public and started like talking bad about the team. So like obviously, see you, buddy.
yeah. Yeah.
And that's why
Yeah.
Messi's better than Ronaldo.
I
I mean
I
Pinaldo. Sorry, my bad.
do you think Messi gets it done with Argentina?
Oh, I hope so. I'm all on Argentina.
I am too.
I am excited for Saturday, England versus France. That'll be fun.
Mm-hmm. There was another matchup.
Mbappe was crazy on whatever
He's
day that
been
was.
he's been dominating
He's
this
so good.
whole thing. Yeah, I think there's a strong chance they repeat. I
Yeah.
do.
I think Netherlands are good.
Mm-hmm.
They're good. I
Mm-hmm.
love one of my favorite soccer player, N'Golo Kante. I was like, where is he at on France? He's hurt.
Oh.
Also, in my FIFA World, he tore his ACL, so that was a big hit. Out 7 months. Yeah.
Hey, for sports fans though, that's a real thing though. Like if you don't know players or if you want to start a sport, I saw a video about this recently too. Like if you really want to get into a sport and learn, playing a video game actually helps a ton. You learn
Yeah.
so many
I
players.
know so many like soccer FIFA players, soccer
Yeah,
players now
yeah,
who played FIFA. Even
crazy
hockey, I
man.
know more players.
Exactly. Hockey's the best example I can give. Because like basketball, I watch so much basketball. I know a lot of, but it still
Yeah.
works the same. Like if you want to know
I
bench
haven't played a
players
lot
or
of
whatever it is.
2K. Have you been playing 2K?
I have. I'm not done player at all,
I
which
know I'm
I
kind
don't
of
know.
just doing franchise to get some VC to make my guy just, you know, can just move well.
Yes, exactly, exactly. I told you, I have been bragging on this 2K quite a bit. I think they did a pretty good job with like making it more realistic, finishing and stuff like that,
Hmm.
like finishing with contact and making contested threes are like actually a thing now. Before, if there was any
Oh,
contest,
I
it was
can't make a shot to
literally
save my life.
impossible.
It's really bad because I have to play with the team for a very long time, so I get the player's shot timing down. But if I play with a new team, it's just I just take
It's
it to the
rough.
bucket every single time.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how to transition into NHL here, but moving on to
Yeah.
hockey. Um,
So NHL, have we played any NHL recently?
I have played a little bit, but no, the Blues, man, the Blues went on that amazing 8 game winning streak, as we all know, and the Canes 6-4. They lost to the Penguins 6-2. Um, I could go into detail about the breakdown of both games, but they were just both bad. The biggest thing I saw out of the 2 games was the whole Bennington drama. So I kind of wanted to ask you about that. So Jason Zucker went behind our net. He popped Jason Zucker in the mouth. And then Bennington got scored on by Zucker and a couple more. They pulled Benner. Then he's skating by the bench and he's like chirping at the whole Penguins bench. And so I've always loved the antics that Bennington brings, that little, even though he's like, the dude couldn't damage anything. He's like 160 pounds, but
Mhm.
he does this whole tough guy thing, which I think gets the guys fired up a lot. But when you're getting pulled, you can't be chirping to
Yeah.
the other bench. So I don't
He's
know.
getting very annoying.
That's what a lot
Trade him for McDavid.
of poor McDavid. Yeah, I'm sure that'll just go right through. But no, the Blues actually play the Rangers tonight. I didn't bring a whole lot on this, man. I was pretty disgusted in the last couple performances. They gotta turn it around. And hopefully they turn
This
it
was
up.
kind of my going into the season. I know I'm not huge into hockey, but I don't know. Bennington just I don't know if he does it for me. Like he only
He's
you just gotta have him as your backup goalie until the playoffs. Then he
he's very streaky. He's very
very
streaky. I think the a big problem is also defense. The defense has been letting up a lot of open opportunities. So it's not all on Bennington, but I mean he's had a lot that he should be able to stop. Around the league, though, I keep mentioning every episode that Mitch Marner point streak. It has finally ended at 19. And Steven Stamkos was telling a funny story about how when he had a point streak of like 16, it ended in Toronto. And when he was at the airport, somebody stole his sticks, his
oh
game
really?
sticks, and he said that night he lost the streak. And so he was saying, "I'm pretty superstitious now about my sticks." So I thought that was kind of
That's
funny.
crazy.
But there are 2 teams that started off really slow that have kind of turned it on recently. The Carolina Hurricane and the Minnesota Wild both started off slow, and they've now both won 4 straight. Which coming into the season, I thought they both were going to be pretty solid, and so if not contenders, especially the Hurricanes. So that's not a surprise if they got going. But that's all I had NHL wise. Really short hockey segment there. Um, let's get some hoops, man. Let's get some hoops. I love basketball, bro. Love it, love it, love it. So let's start in the NBA. With a would you
Let's
rather.
go NBA.
I got my would you rather. This one's gonna
I
be
saw
a small forward
I saw
addition.
Andrew Wiggins. I feel
Andrew
like this could be
Wiggins.
quick.
It could. I got some good names though. I didn't
Okay,
I
okay,
didn't
okay.
I didn't bring like a Kevin Durant or Tatum or anything like that. So
Giannis, no one
yeah,
better.
exactly. So I'm gonna start off probably with the best of this group. Andrew Wiggins or Chris Middleton. Who are you taking?
Hmm, Probably Middleton.
Me too. Me too.
Wiggins is
But
more athletic and stuff, but I don't know. Middleton just he does more, I feel like.
yeah, he's very consistent too. And um, the fact that you thought about that though gives me hope for these next 4 guys that I have brought in. Because Middleton, I think, is the best player out of these guys. I'm biased towards one, but we'll get there. How about Bojan Bogdanovic? He's
Oh,
played. He's
Wiggins
playing
is
for the.
better.
He's playing for the Pistons. I brought
Isn't
him
he
because
like 38? Isn't he actually really a lot older
he's
than
like
he seems?
32, 33 maybe.
How much
But
is he plays for the who?
he plays for the Pistons now, man. He's getting 20 a night.
Is he actually?
Yeah, he's he's been popping off. I mean, obviously they're a really young roster.
I
He's
always
33.
remembered he'd pop off. Isn't he from like some one of those
Uh,
Serbian
yeah,
countries?
Bosnia and
Herzegovina or whatever.
Herzegovina. Yeah,
Well, I
right
haven't really
on.
looked at the stat leaders this year either. I'm looking at it right now.
No,
I'm looking for him.
Bojan's been popping off, man.
20.6. Wow. Shooting
He
50% too.
he's been good.
Whoa, 40 from wait, what's his free throw? Where'd he
Probably
go? Where'd he
80s,
go? I lost
somewhere in
him.
the 80s. I'm
Is
gonna
it the
guess
80s?
86.
Oh, you can get the all right, Bogdanovich is better looking at the stats.
I'm
Where's
gonna go
what's his faces?
Wiggins.
Yeah, how much does he what's his
I don't have it pulled up. I think it's this year he's not been as consistent, but so is that whole Warriors team has struggled. Um, Wiggins is getting 19 on 50% shooting, 5 rebounds, 2 assists.
oh he's shooting
Oh, it's
45%
tough.
from three.
Wiggins is.
51 from yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Dang.
That's
Uh
tough.
I'm gonna go Wiggins from because of athleticism.
Me too. Yeah, I'll go Wiggins.
He is
I
shooting
thought it.
62% from the free throw line, so
Ooh, which is kind of odd because I mean
yeah.
he's so efficient everywhere else. Um, I thought about bringing him in for this. Would you rather? Because the other night against Houston, again it's Houston, but he was 14 for 19 with 36 points. That's pretty good night. My next guy here, Tobias Harris.
Mm,
I feel like Wiggins is such a good would you rather to have like because
mhm.
you can find quite a few guys here. Because these next couple, you're gonna do that same expression. I think for
It's
these
not
next
like
couple,
a superstar, you know what I mean?
exactly.
Uh, he's good. I don't know if I call him a star.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I don't even know how much does he average? Like 19, 20, probably around the
Tobias.
same. What's
Um,
it? I already forgot his name. Tobias Harris.
you're gonna go Tobias?
No, I don't know. He just is always a guy who I just never think of, and I just see him score. He scores 20 points every year.
Yeah, he's getting 16 a game this year on 47% shooting, um, 6 rebounds, 3 assists.
Wiggins.
He never gets the opportunity because it's Embiid and Harden. Yes, they've both been kind of banged up, but he's not getting enough opportunity. Like he could
Yeah.
probably not be the number one on a team, but I think he could be a number ah like on a championship team. Can he be the number 2 option? Probably not.
No.
Probably a third.
Same with Wiggins.
That's true. That's true.
Now
My
Bogdanovich, a one. No.
yeah. So my next one here is Mikal Bridges.
Oh, Mikal Bridges.
You go, Mikal?
I just like he's so good defensively.
He's
He's
very good.
he's decent, good enough on offense. Actually, I have no idea what his stats are this year, but
Bro, he's had his career best year. I
yeah,
mean,
so yeah,
just
best player in the league.
I
Let me find him. He has to be on. Oh, he's not on steals per. Oh God, maybe I shouldn't pick him.
yeah, I'm pulling him up. So he's getting 16, 5, and 3.5
Oh
on
yeah,
46 from three.
46. Yeah, I'm going
Yeah.
him.
I think I'm gonna go Mikal because of the defensive ability he brings. If we're just going off pure like with Mikal, and this is no knock on him, he just really thrives in that system though, because he's a spot up
Yeah,
shooter. He's not a create for himself guy. Wiggins can create more for himself.
yeah.
But overall, yeah, I think I'm gonna go Mikal as well. Slightly. And if we're gonna keep on the defensive, you're a big defense
Finally found
guy.
his stats. Let's go.
Who's that, Mikal or
Yeah,
Wiggins?
he averages 1 block and 1 steal per game.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's not bad.
But also, he's getting the toughest matchup every night.
Yeah,
He's because you think about all the small forwards in the league. He's getting Braun, he's getting Tatum, he's getting Durant, he's getting Jalen Brown. I mean, he's getting all these guys, Paul George, Kawhi, all that. If we're gonna keep on the defensive path here, I'm gonna go with my guy. I'm gonna go with my guy here and see what you think. Andrew Wiggins, OG Anunoby.
mm,
I'm going OG, and that might be biased, but OG might be in the running for most improved. I'm just gonna throw that out there. I know there's guys like Laurie Markkinen who's popping off, but also defensive
I
player of
think
the
I'll
year.
go with him too because he's playing defense probably at like around the same level, but also averaging like 20 a game.
Yeah, he's getting 19.3 a game, 6 rebounds, 2.5 assists, and this is without Pascal. I mean, he's back now. I actually have the game paused. But yeah, I'm gonna go OG man.
How was he? How many? Oh, 19. I found him.
Mm-hmm.
His 3 pointers not great, but hey,
No,
not
no,
all players can shoot.
he is so unbelievably physical. Like watching him, guys just bounce off him, man. I mean, he's 6'7", 230.
Missouri
It's
made.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. But no, he's also on a side note, one of the funniest interviews, and I always try to look up their post game interviews after games. That dude's so funny because he's so innocent.
Yeah,
Did you see what him and Luca did the other day? They like had like a nice off, pretty much. Like
really.
Luca was praising OG for being the nicest player in the league, and then OG was like, "Oh no, stop it! Luca's the nicest player." And then like Luca did it back. It's like, oh my god.
That's funny.
But no, yeah, I love OG, man. I'm gonna go OG. So, I guess around the league, I'm gonna start tonight with a game that's just starting now. But the Raptors Celtics. When I went on that bottom of the net podcast, shout out bottom of the net, the other day, we talked about the Raptors a little bit. They gave me a little run time to talk about how I felt about them, and I told them the Raptors are a team that I'm not worried about. I'm not scared of pretty much anybody in the league because they guard wing players so well with OG
Hmm.
and Scotty and Pascal and Boucher and Otto Porter, Thad Young. They have so many weapons that can guard wing players. They play the Celtics tonight, and the Celtics are like 18-5. They've been the best
19
team
and
in basketball,
5.
19-5, the best team in basketball without a doubt. I think they match up so well against Tatum and Brown. And I told them this in the group chat, and they were like, Tatum and Brown's going to drop 40 on them tonight. So we're gonna
Hmm.
see. We're gonna see how that goes. But I just think they match up so well. I'm worried about like scoring against the Raptors or scoring for the Raptors, I should say. They don't have a lot of consistent options. Um, OG's big and physical. Freddie's been inconsistent so far this year. Pascal's been really good when he's in there, but the one guy that's super inconsistent that I think they're going to probably move is Gary Trent. He's very inconsistent shooting it. He can get
Really?
hot, but he's also coming off the bench now. So we'll see. We'll see. They're kind of just mixing and matching right now, trying to figure out things. Speaking of hot, and you're gonna not like this, but you should like this at the same. You should like this at the same time. The Lakers have won 8 of 10,
All right, mute yourself.
and Anthony Davis is shutting myself and everybody else up right now. That dude is literally he averaged 38, 13, and 3.5 blocks this week. He had 55 and 17 last night. It's like this is pretty insane stuff he's doing.
I would be a little scared though. He's exerting a lot of energy.
Exactly. Exactly. And that's the thing, man. It's health with AD. But also, I don't want to just say that because also I think it's confidence with AD.
Hmm.
Braun had this like players only meeting after they blew a lead to the Pacers the other night, about a week ago, I guess. Ever since then, they've dominated. And in my opinion, the game of the year against the Bucks the other night, they played really well. Russell Westbrook has been unbelievable off the bench. Turnovers have just gone away completely. He's had zero. He had 22 straight assists with zero turnovers. Who is this? Like he's always been a turnover guy. He's
Russell Westbrook is the GOAT.
what he's done is he has not only swallowed some pride that he's had, but he's also, for the first time in his career, I guess, accepted his role and kind of mentally, I think, has said, I'm going to thrive in this position that I'm in because he's coming off the bench now and he's just facilitating. He had like
Mm.
15 assists against the Wizards and 13 or something against the Bucks. He's just facilitating and they're feeding Anthony Davis right now. And with Anthony, it's like he's starting to be super aggressive and it's coming from the inside first, either catching lobs
That's what I was about to
or
say. I know why he's playing good. He's only attempted 27 3-pointers this year.
mm-hmm. And the thing is though, the last couple games he has shot 50% or higher from three in all 3 games, I believe it was. Last night it's only like 2 for 3 or whatever it is.
Mm.
But they're giving him so much space because he's been so aggressive inside that I mean, the confidence of I mean, you know, seeing the ball go through the net
Hmm.
just through a free throw, and then you start to get that confidence and that feel for it, and he's really looking good,
I'm
like
telling you,
really
don't have to
looking good.
make the shoot threes to be good. Like a lot of the most, if you think about it, the majority of the most dominant players in the NBA don't shoot a lot of threes.
Yep.
Anthony Davis, Giannis, Embiid.
Mm-hmm.
Jokic.
Mm-hmm.
Um, just a lot of big guys.
Yeah.
Laurie Markkinen.
Throw him in there. But no, with AD though, man, like in New Orleans, he was a 3-point threat a lot, like that,
Mhm.
or long mid range and stuff like that.
Like if you're wide open and there's
Mm-hmm.
not anyone near you, if there's no one in your personal bubble, if they're or it's you do COVID rules. If they're 6 feet away from you, you can shoot it.
There you go. But like what he's doing right now is looking like what he did in 2020, which helped them win it all. Is like just I'm just literally gonna just outwork you for rebounds.
Strings.
I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna dunk on people. I'm gonna catch these lobs. The fourth quarter of the Bucks game, they were up by 13 at one point, near half. The Bucks hit a run. Giannis had like 45 or something like that night. He went nuts. There was no answer for Giannis. They literally just said, "We're going to try to stop everybody else." It was
Literally
Middleton's
all you have to
first game
do.
back. Yeah,
That's why
it's
the
really
Mavs, you just try to stop Luca.
exactly. But in that fourth quarter, they went. I counted 8 straight possessions to start the quarter. Literally did not mess around at all. Braun and that little I don't even know what you call it. It's not the mid post, but it's where the corner is, that little gray area, mid range. You know what I'm talking about? So
The
between the
elbow?
block, not below, like lower
The
than the
short
elbow,
corner?
short corner. Yeah, that's a good way. Yeah. So short corner, literally gave it to Braun, 8 straight possessions, had Anthony Davis set a screen and either pass it, a bounce pass in between the defenders off the screen or through a lob, where Braun's been doing this thing where he fakes the lob and then takes his 2 steps and go. Like they were literally just them two. It was like 2020, and that's how it has to be to close games. Is they just have to take over, and so
Mm.
it's been looking good. So a long season to go. It's a of course, like you mentioned, they've been playing bad teams until the Bucks and the Wizards are okay right now, but I want to see they have a big week this week. Cavaliers, Raptors, Celtics at some point. That's a big matchup. So I want to see if they can keep it going. Around
If
the
I was
league
an
though,
NBA coach, I would, because everyone just plays man to man. I would put like I would press. I'd do like a box press. Just, well, if you think about it, they have the shot clock. That's why a
yeah,
lot of college teams they press sometimes because or they just put someone up there because once you get across half court, you burn like 7 seconds off.
yeah. You know what I've
Just
seen a
get,
lot.
I could see the one team would be the Raptors because they're all lengthy. It's just
Mm-hmm.
run like a West Virginia off defense and just go berserk. I
Yeah,
just want to see what would happen.
yeah. You know what I've seen a lot of NBA teams do is they're playing a lot of zone,
Good.
which I don't usually see, which I like it too. It kind of
Except
every
they have the
time.
dumb rule where a defender can't stand in the lane, which to me is
Yeah,
so dumb.
yeah. It's interesting though because every time somebody throws that zone, like the Raptors have done it a lot actually. And I think they'll probably do that a lot tonight versus the Celtics. But the Lakers did it against the Bucks the other night, and they did a really high one. So they really
Mhm.
brought their top 2 guys. I guess it was Lonnie Walker and Pat Bev, and they brought them really high to force it. Um, it was really interesting. Anthony Davis, though, man, if they end up having like a winning record and he continues this, he's got to be an MVP candidate. I mean, if they continue to win, let's
Yeah,
say they're
he
like a 4 or 5
doesn't
seed.
die.
That's the other big thing. Yeah. There was a big performance also this week for the Pelicans, man. Jose Alvarado, did you see this?
Some games you
30.
get hot and get lucky.
That's the best way of saying it, bro. 38 for Jose Alvarado.
Yeah, he missed
What's
like
going
two
on?
shots.
I know. Oh man, that's actually really funny because yeah, that's so true. Like he's not that guy. Like he'll probably not have over
No,
20 again this year.
no.
And then one other team I really wanted to talk about, the Magic, which most people don't say that sentence, but
Yeah.
the Orlando Magic. So many people were telling me through TikTok and stuff like that. Oh, the Magic are going to surprise people this year because I had them at like the 15 seed in the East.
15 so last.
Yeah, maybe 14. I'll have to double check that. But no,
That
man,
is funny.
like I don't think, and they're obviously what are they? Do you have it
Oh, they're
pulled
the
up?
15th seed. You did it. You guessed it. It's
Oh,
the last in the league.
Yeah, they're not good, man. I get the excitement coming into it. They're young, they're athletic. Jalen Suggs and Bancaro and Markel Fultz when healthy. Cole Anthony, Bull's actually really fun to watch. Um, but 5 and
Mo Bamba is
19,
one guy I always wanted to just be amazing.
me too. Yeah,
You know he's
I'd love
actually
to
super
see.
smart. He could have went to Harvard
I heard about that.
on like academic.
Yeah, I wish they would play Mo and Bull at the same time consistently. That
Yeah.
would be some freak
I was just
athletes.
imagining whenever you were talking about Anthony Davis and I was thinking about Giannis. I really want to play 2K and have Giannis and Anthony Davis on the same team. Giannis
Yes.
is the most dominant 2K player of all time.
Mm-hmm.
So good.
He
And then
is.
AD. Yeah, I
Yeah.
may do that later.
The defense of that too is pretty wild. Um, but no, man, the Magic, they have so many players that are not only young, they have like that kind of Rockets also, like that mentality and that they're just immature. Like they just won't want to score. You know,
Hmm.
Bancaro, Suggs, Cole Anthony, they're all just scorers. And you look at like older teams or more experienced teams are much better on the road. Would you agree with that? They're
Yeah.
used to road environments. And it's proven here. The Orlando Magic are 1-11 on the road. It's just they're young. Like I think they're going to be pretty exciting for years to come. The Rockets, same thing. They're 6-17. They're 3-12 on the road. It's just it's just one of those things that they're
The
just so young.
OKC Thunder, though, they're 10 and 13, kind of playing better. They're young, but also
Definitely.
they have like Gideon. I don't know. Does Giddy hurt or does he play? I have no
He's been
idea.
playing. He's been playing. And then and SGI obviously is having an
Yeah,
all-star
like
year.
they have, there's like, he's their score, Shea Gilgeous Alexander, but they also have, he passes. He got to
Mhm.
pass to win.
Mhm. Mhm. I mean, if we're looking at the standings here, Utah has taken a drop to the 9 seed.
Dang, I
Port
wanted him to win it all. That was my pick.
But look how close everything is, man. I mean, the
Yeah,
Lakers are sitting at the
the
12th
West
seed
sucks this year.
and they're 5.5 back of the Suns. I mean, it's
I guess it
very
doesn't really
jam
mean they
packed.
suck. It just means there's teams are just better overall.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I mean, look at the Kings at the 5 seed right now.
Yeah, my boys, Darren Fox.
Memphis, Denver, Pelicans, Suns. Portland has taken a drop
Wouldn't it
off.
suck if you're who would the 6 seed play? They would play the 3 seed.
Yeah, the Nuggets.
Imagine you're Denver and you're like get the 3 seed, then you have to play Golden State first round. It's like, all right, I'm just gonna go
Yeah.
home.
Yeah, that's Denver's luck too, man. They've had some bad luck in the playoffs, either the Warriors or the
Whoa.
Lakers. Yeah.
New Orleans is second. You
New
probably
Orleans
said
has
that
been
and I was just completely oblivious.
they've been sneaky, man. Zion's had a really efficient year. He's another guy though. I mentioned it with the bottom of the net guys, and they actually roasted me because I said he's going to get hurt next week, and they were like, "Whoa, you can't be saying that." But I mean, it's true. Like Zion's like Anthony Davis in a lot of ways. That health is a big thing. Um, but yeah, man. I guess the only other NBA thing I had was, did you see the Trey Young thing?
Yeah, so he didn't show up or something.
Yeah. So he's been dealing with an injury. Nathan McMillan wanted him to kind
And
of
that's why
ease
he's not a
in.
top point guard in the league.
I agree. They wanted him to kind of ease into playing, come off the bench for a game or
Hmm.
two, and instead of that, he said, "I don't. I not only do I want to start, and if I don't start, I'm not playing. I'm literally just not going to go on the flight with you guys to wherever they went." So he literally just sat at home. So I don't think
Leadership.
it's. Yeah, I was about to say that's exactly what I was about to say. I don't think it's a pretty not a good look from your so-called leader that you're supposed to be having. But we can
DeJounte
move
Murray is your
on.
leader.
He's been hooping, bro.
He's so
We can
good.
move on to Zach's forte here, the college field, college sports, starting in college basketball. A couple storylines that I caught this week.
Be honest, did not watch any college basketball, but I will this Saturday
Big
at
week
about
coming up.
5 Eastern, I believe.
So I think the biggest thing for me is North Carolina right now. We mentioned them
Yeah.
a little bit before. They're now 5-4 after a loss to Virginia Tech, and they're not even ranked anymore. Starting the season as the number 1 seed. Creighton
Crazy.
also has fallen a lot. They were the
Hmm.
7 seed. They lost to Texas. That was the game you were watching last time we were filming.
Yep.
And then they lost to Nebraska also. They're the 24 seed now. Rutgers knocked off Indiana, number 10 Indiana at home. And Utah actually beat number 4 Arizona by 15 at home. Those are the
At
four big
at
storylines I had.
Arizona.
Yeah, it was at Arizona. Or
Oh,
no, my
you
bad.
didn't.
My
What
bad.
about
My bad.
what about this other storyline? Something that
No.
happened in Sioux Falls, South Dakota.
What's that?
Baylor beat Gonzaga.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about that.
Yeah, Gonzaga washed.
Yeah, man. I mean, we're not.
They'll never win a champion. Oh wait, they've never won a champion. Yeah, that'll probably continue. Wait, when did Arizona lose? I'm trying to find it.
It was
Was it
Tuesday or
on
Wednesday, I think.
Thursday?
But it was at Utah, by the way. It was
At Utah.
at Utah.
I'm
Yeah.
telling you, playing on the road in college basketball is difficult.
Yeah, as I was writing my notes here, I was thinking about when you say that, and it's true because I mean you're looking at Rutgers knock off Indiana, at home at Rutgers, um, so yeah, I think Creighton lost at Nebraska too, if I remember correctly. So,
But
yeah,
also that doesn't count because Creighton's in Omaha. That's like a
that's true.
hour
That's
drive to
true.
Lincoln.
I forgot about that. Yeah, I don't think a lot of people realize where Creighton's at.
Yeah,
Like,
I because whenever I was looking at schools, I was like, oh, let's look at Creighton because there's the Blue Jays.
yeah, yeah.
But they didn't have engineering, so yeah.
Where would you guess if you just heard Creighton? Where would you guess? My guess would be Indiana.
Indiana.
Are you talking like
Oh
Northeast,
man.
maybe?
Somewhere in the Midwest.
Okay.
Washington, Missouri.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, man. I guess we can go over the new rankings too, because they came out with the
Ooh, in college basketball.
new top 25. Yeah.
Oh, you know
Um,
what's dumb is the net rankings. Their net. Let me read off these. This is so
yeah.
dumb.
Hmm.
Uh, where is it? Okay, the one on CBS Sports is not the one I saw. Okay, never mind. I had to.
I know what you're talking about though.
It has Gonzaga one. They've lost like 4 games.
I
Yeah,
guess
that's
because
not
of
the
the
right. CBS isn't right. Maybe that's. There was one. Oh, I saw a tweet and it had. Oh, I forget this team. It was some team like you never hear of that was like sixth in it. They're not even the top 25.
yeah, those net rankings can be kind of crazy. But I'm looking at the top 25 here. I'm just going to run through it really quick here. Ohio State number 25, TCU 24, Mississippi State 23, San Diego State 22, Creighton now 21. I think I
Dropped
said 24
14
before.
spots.
Yeah. Iowa State 20 or yeah, Iowa State 20. Iowa State who they beat? They had a big one. They had a really big win. Who they beat? They're the ones who beat North Carolina. They're one of those.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
UCLA at number 19, Gonzaga at 18, which I think as a Gonzaga fan, I think we should, even though we've lost to three good teams, I think it should be in the 20s personally.
I think it should be in like the 40s.
Illinois number 17, Kentucky 16, Duke 15, Indiana 14, Maryland 13, Baylor 12, Auburn 11, Arizona 10, Arkansas 9, Alabama 8,
The SEC is
Tennessee.
good, man.
I was
There's
just about
so
to
many
say,
good conferences.
I was literally just about to say, I'm reading this off and I'm thinking Arkansas, Alabama, Tennessee. This is not football. What's happening? Um, Tennessee 7, Kansas 6.
Not for long.
I knew you were going to say that. UConn 5, a little sleeper there. I don't think people are talking enough about UConn. Purdue 4,
Purdue.
Virginia 3, Texas 2, and Houston number 1. That's
Houston's very similar to Gonzaga. They don't really play a lot of good teams.
Exactly. That's very true. Kind of an odd top 5 if we're looking at it. I mean,
but I love it. I love just seeing new teams in different spots. Just gets you a little excited.
One team I was looking at earlier this week, and I was looking for them in the rankings. I couldn't find them, and then I was like, "Well, how are they doing this year?" Villanova.
Yeah, they're like 3-6.
Yeah, and I think they're dealing with some injuries. But still, that's kind of a shocker.
Jay
they're not
Wright's
usually
not
like
coaching
that.
there anymore, so it's for sure without him.
That surprised me too. I forgot that was a thing because I was looking for him and I couldn't find him. Yeah, I forgot about that. But we can transition into more college sports here, college football. Zach, how you feeling after this weekend? We got everything lined up now. We have the bowl games, we have the college football playoff.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, not. The college football playoff is what it should be, but I want Ohio State to get embarrassed, which they probably will. Yeah, so Ohio State snuck in because Utah just kind of throttled USC and just just dominated them. It would have been really fun to watch USC play Georgia though, because USC they cannot tackle on defense.
That was awful. What I was watching in that Utah game was
I was watching the
absolutely
game. I
awful.
fell asleep during probably the third or fourth quarter. Then I woke up and Utah was up by over 20. I was like, whoa. But Utah, back to back, Pac-12, maybe is it just back to back oh no, I think it's just back to back. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's back to back.
But yeah, their quarterback's good. Cam Rising, he got smoked on that one hit, just popped right
Mm-hmm.
back up.
Mm-hmm.
I do not think it was targeting. Everyone's like, how is this not targeting? You can have a big hit and it not be targeting.
Yeah, I agree.
Um, but yeah, Caleb Williams played good, but defense wins championships.
Find a way.
uh, yeah, so Utah's now, where are they now? I'll get it. They are, I think, 7. No,
You're 7.
8 or 7.
Yep.
And they're going to be playing Penn State in the Rose Bowl. Yeah, which honestly is not a game that really excites me.
We're
Every
we're
game
gonna
Penn State
we're
plays, I just don't like.
we're gonna go over our picks before the bowl games, of course, but off the top,
Yeah,
it's got to be Utah, right?
yeah. Penn State going all the way out to California.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Rose Bowl games, though, are some of the most fun games because Oklahoma played. There was like a crazy game. It was like Baker. Yeah, it was Oklahoma like you or like Ohio State, maybe. I don't know. It was like two teams that normally don't play in it, but it was just electric.
Mm-hmm.
But to get back on the what's happening now in college football, the next conference championship game, if we're going in like chronological order, was Kansas State and TCU. So Kansas State won, but I have to say TCU got hosed on some calls.
Mm.
So the first one is Kansas State scored a touchdown. It was 4th and 1. The Kansas State guy flinched and was offside or false started, and they didn't call it, and they scored a touchdown. That would have taken 7 points off the board. Then Dugan, after he was like single-handedly carrying the whole TCU team on his back, let's just talk about that drive real quick. The drive to come and tie the game was crazy. Just scrambling all over the place, diving in the end zone and literally not being able to get up because he's so exhausted. I think he ran 80 yards on that play, on that drive. It was something ridiculous. He literally just scrambled and was.
Well, you saw all the emotions after the game
Yeah,
from him.
TCU's winning it all. I want them to, but yeah.
I do too.
He also had like a heart surgery before the season too, and wasn't even the starter to start as a year, and then he took back over. And now he's the Heisman candidate, so it's ridiculous. He's one of my favorite players. But in overtime, Dugan like dove for the goal line. I think this happened in overtime. I was watching the game, but a lot of times it all just kind of like all goes together, and I didn't like go. But he dove for the goal line and was short, and they like looked, or they said he was short, and they reviewed it. And where they spotted the ball, they should have moved it up like closer, even though it was like a little, like probably this much, but still like every inch matters. You can clearly see where he stopped. Like it's like he's this far away from the goal line. They end up marking him like a yard away. It's like, why even have replay if you're not going to do it right? And then on 4th down, the running back clearly has the ball over the goal line. And they're like, no, oh no, on 3rd down. Like, I don't know.
Huh.
I was a little mad. But TCU deserves to get in the college football playoff.
Are you interested that on the other side of things, Kansas State's at 9, only one jump after beating somebody like TCU?
I gotta go to the rankings.
I mean, Utah's right there, and then you
Yeah, like
guys,
that's where they're
Tennessee.
gonna be. Like Utah and Clemson and Tennessee and Alabama are all better than them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's perfect where they are actually. Because Utah kind of demolished USC, and then Kansas State kind of got handed this game. Just saying by the refs.
That's true. Yeah.
But you do have to shout out Kansas State. They won.
Had a really good year.
Yeah, they're solid. Yeah. And then the next game,
no shock here,
would be Georgia. No, it's actually Tulane UCF.
Oh,
Tulane took over. I watched the end of that game because I don't have CBS. It's actually kind of fun. They lost 10 games last year, 10 games last year, and now
wow.
they're the champion.
That's
That's
dope.
ridiculous.
That's cool.
But yeah, Georgia throttled LSU. I could have told you that. I think a lot
Mhm.
of SEC teams would still throttle LSU.
Mhm.
I don't think they're that good.
Mhm.
But yeah, Stetson Bennett went off. Yeah, there's not Georgia's a juggernaut, and
For sure.
they're by far the favorites in this playoff. Um, Next, we'll save the best for last. um, Purdue did not upset Michigan. I think it was because they were at a neutral site. If it was at Purdue, it would have been guaranteed upset. Um, that's my fault on the pick. I knew better. But hey, O'Connell threw for 366 yards, and they are playing a team who has a good quarterback and a good receiver. Just saying,
We'll see.
upset alert. But Michigan handled business, and it was close at half, but they pulled away, which the good teams do. They pull away in the second half, and then Clemson, another Clemson championship is what we like to call it.
Okay. Did you guys just start? Do you guys just start out slow? Because wasn't it like 10-3 or like 10-0 or something? Or
Well,
no?
yeah, the first two drives DJ played, and his first pass was like the guy was wide open, threw it in the ground, and then it was 2 3 and outs, and then Cade came in and like legit it was like flashbacks, like throwback because we just steamrolled him. He came in, we
Mhm.
went, scored a touchdown. Um, he threw this deep ball to Cole Turner, who's a freshman. That like, oh my god, I got so excited. I was texting my friends, and I was like, oh my god, I haven't seen a ball thrown that far. He threw. I don't
Uh-huh.
know if you saw it.
Uh-uh.
I know you probably weren't watching the game because probably watching NBA.
I was, yeah.
But I'll find it and send it to you. But
Yeah.
it's funny because Cole Turner's a freshman and he hasn't played that much this year. I think he may have got hurt early and just came back. But when he caught the ball, the announcers were like 22, and that's Cole Turner. We don't even have him on our sheets right now.
Uh-huh. Wow.
But yeah, Klubnik was. Let me do the box score. You had your Lakers time. I get my Clemson time.
Go for it, bro.
Uh, so Cade was 20 for 24, passing 279 yards and a touchdown. I don't know what it was. There's just like a spark. Just he gets the ball out so much faster. So like screenplays actually work. He was throwing darts. I don't know. He just was mobile. It was just exciting, and we dominated. And our defense shut down the ACC Player of the Year, Drake May. Um, yeah, we just played really good. Our defense was magnificent. We had a pick six from. This was actually the. Oh my god, I'm gonna mess. I'm so bad at remembering people's names. Let me find his name. Let me find his name. Hold on. Nate Wiggins, our cornerback. He got toasted against Wake Forest, and he had like the game of his life. He blocked a field goal, had a 98-yard pick six, broke up numerous passes. He was crazy. He's by far the most improved player, so I'm excited for him. And then yeah, our linebackers are ridiculous. They stopped Drake May. He couldn't scramble because we're just so fast. And I am super excited for the Orange Bowl, actually the orangiest Orange Bowl of all time. I
Yeah,
think
for
it's going to
real.
be a really fun game.
You guys got that right. I mean,
I hope so.
I
I
think
think I think I think our defense, our secondary is not, the most reliable most of the time, but I think we
mhm.
can get pressure and hopefully get them, or heck, just make it a shootout. It's actually the night of the rehearsal dinner, so it's
Oh, dope.
yeah, December 30th.
There you go. So, if they had Hooker, would you be scared? More scared?
I think Milton's good too. Like I'd probably be more scared with Hooker, but
Mhm.
I think we have a chance. Like,
If Hooker would have stayed healthy these last couple, would he have been in that top four
oh
Heisman?
yeah, I think so.
He had 27 touchdowns and two interceptions.
I think he would have for sure.
That's ridiculously good. That's
But I will have
ridiculously
to
good.
say one thing. I I know I'm very biased, but I don't know why Alabama is ranked above Tennessee or us. I think Tennessee should be 5, we should be 6. Alabama should be like 7 or even behind like Utah. Like their best ones against Texas.
Who were the two losses? Was it
They lost
LSU?
to Tennessee and LSU.
Hmm.
They almost lost to Texas A&M.
And I wonder if it's that South Carolina, like South Carolina
Yeah,
beating you guys.
yeah,
It's got to be that, right?
yeah.
Interesting.
Which it's also another thing a lot of people are saying is what could have been if we would have picked Caden in the second half of the South Carolina game. We could be in the college football playoff right now,
And
playing
with
Georgia
DJ
in
DJ
Atlanta.
transferring, DJ transferring too now.
Yeah,
That
that's
was
not a
the big
shock
news
to me.
today.
DJ's like such a nice person. He's probably like the best teammate, just amazing person. So I hope he finds somewhere where he can succeed. It's very hard when you have to back up a guy of the name Trevor Lawrence and the nickname Touchdown Jesus
Hmm.
because wins a
Was
national
there
title.
was there somebody in between Deshaun Watson and Trevor?
Kelly Bryant.
Oh, he was a black guy, wasn't he?
Yeah. He
Yeah, yeah.
transferred to Mizzou.
Oh, that's right. That's
Hmm.
right. Forgot about him.
But he got him to the college football playoff. They got annihilated by Alabama. He just couldn't throw.
Mm.
He was really that fast.
Yeah,
But I
yeah.
hope DJ finds somewhere to play. I think he's a good quarterback. I just think he just needs a different place.
He's
And
good enough to play at a big school
yeah,
somewhere.
yeah, for sure.
I want to see where he goes
I
to.
think he's gonna go somewhere out west because he's from California,
Hmm.
LA. And so hopefully he
So
succeeds. I know everyone in Clemson's rooting for him to succeed. It's not like we hate him.
yeah. So what does the schedule look like moving forward here? So we got next week nothing, right? Besides that
The
Army
Army
Navy.
Navy game. It's always a
So
fun
that
game to watch. It's always tight. It's always a lot of
it
running,
is
not a lot
it
of
is a
passing.
lot of running.
It's
Holy
very
crap.
fun.
Yeah. So I guess we'll have to do that next week. We'll have to give out our bowl game predictions.
Yeah, the bowl schedule is so weird with all these people transferring now. I saw a
Mm.
tweet. It was someone who said, "I wonder when there's going to be the first time a team uh says they're not going to play a bowl game because they don't have enough players due to the transfer portal." It's just like been open season. It opened, I think, today.
I've been
Like
seeing
we
a
had
lot
some
of that.
guys transfer. We had a receiver, um, who like they had some playing time but dropped balls. We had our third string running back. I really liked him, but he got injured and then just kind of lost playing time.
Hmm.
Um, we had a grad linebacker. So we lost some guys for just depth, but I think hopefully this year for the first time, Dabo will use the transfer portal to get what I really want is Mizzou's wide receiver, Dominic Lovett. He
Hmm.
transferred, which is surprising, but he led Mizzou in receiving. He may have led the SEC, or no, he didn't lead the SEC, but he was up there in the SEC, and that'd be a perfect. I would love it if Lovett came to Clemson.
That's your little promo for him there.
Also, Oregon's linebacker Justin Flo,
Yeah.
who's like ripped. If you look, like if you see a picture of him, you're like, oh yeah, I remember that guy. He
Yeah,
entered the
yeah.
transfer portal, so
Mm.
I would like him to come to Clemson because we have a very good linebacking core.
Yeah. Just
Basically,
shout
anyone.
out all of them. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But no, man, I'm excited for bowl season and we can
Wait,
get
wait,
into
wait.
that.
I do have to say the um. Oh, I'll name off some of like the New Year's Six Bowl. So Georgia versus Ohio State and the Peach Bowl in Atlanta for the 1 versus 4. Michigan versus TCU in the Fiesta Bowl. Georgia's going to stomp Ohio State. It's basically a home game for them. Now, if Clemson played, people don't realize that Clemson and Georgia are very, very close together.
Hmm.
Like it's under 2 hour drive to either campus. So if it was like a Clemson Georgia game in Atlanta, that'd be very exciting.
Yeah.
But obviously that didn't happen. Clemson versus Tennessee in the Orange Orange Bowl. Bama versus K State in the Sugar Bowl. I hope K State destroys Bama,
Yeah.
embarrasses them. Penn State versus Utah in the Rose Bowl, and then USC versus Tulane in the Cotton Bowl. And I think Tulane's going to pull it out. USC is going to come in and be like, this happens a lot of times. The
Hmm.
the group of 5 team, they'll come in, they're like, this is basically our national championship game, and then they just dominate,
Mm.
and then we'll destroy USC.
I'm excited for it, bro.
Maybe not destroy, but beat them.
Yeah. No, I'm excited for that. We can get into our predictions in the next week and a half, 2 weeks here. Um, Moving on to NFL though, because we got our week 13, man, dang, week 13 reactions and our recap starting on Thursday. The Bills took care of the Patriots 24-10. Any surprise there?
Nope.
No, not here either.
Mac Jones is getting a little mad.
A lot of people on TikTok were telling me, "Oh, the Patriots are going to beat them," and I thought they'd keep it even closer than that. But no, we both said the Bills pretty comfortably there.
Yeah.
The Steelers surprised me, beating off the Falcons there. 19-16. That was kind of a surprise for me.
Yeah,
Pickett played solid.
I just saw some of the games on. I just saw that game on Red Zone just pop up, and
yeah, that was one of those that I was kind of not keeping up with too much. But Pickett was solid, 16 for 28.
I really want
touchdown.
The Falcons to win that division because right now we play whoever wins that division, and it'd be nice to go up against Atlanta.
Yeah. Now you got a big game tonight though. Saints Buccaneers. That's a big one
Saints.
Tonight. That's a big one.
Play Jameis.
Aaron Rodgers owns the Chicago Bears. Still.
Oh, that was so fun. Did you see how much he scored? They scored that last one.
I loved it.
He was like, Did you hear his comments after it?
No.
He was like, you don't know when it could be your last time to play there.
Yes. I did see that actually. Yes. Yeah. Something about let them know I'm still here, something like that.
Yeah. But hey,
yeah.
Once again, the Bears had a drive where they could have won the game, and Justin Fields threw a pick.
Can we please? This is something you and I agree with a lot, and we're very passionate about this. Can we stop? Like, people were coming at us pretty hard, and in the comments and stuff like that. But come on,
Let's post it again. Yeah, Justin Fields is not that guy, I guess. Whatever people like to call him.
Not yet, at least. Not yet.
Learn how to throw.
And everybody in the comments, and deservingly so, this thing is we pointed this out. They don't have weapons, but that's not our point. Like, and their offensive line sucks, but that's not our point. We can't just. They're 3-10.
And he's hurt.
And he's banged up all the time. Like, I don't know. I was just happy to see, and I'm not a Packers fan by any means, but
no,
I don't like the Bears. I guess it's just a Chicago thing. Being from St. Louis, but yeah, I was definitely cheering for the Packers, and I'm glad they got it done because they were down. They were down like 13 or 14 at one point or something like that.
So they scored 18 in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, they popped off there. The Lions, Jaguars, big surprise for me. I had the Lions.
Jaguars defense is not good. Surprising.
I thought the Lions defense would give up more. But
Trevor, he almost looked like he was done for the year. I don't know if you saw that tackle. His knee got wrapped up.
Yeah.
I feel like that they said he slated his foot. He played the rest of the game, but I don't know. I feel like it was bothering him because he didn't play that great in the second half.
Mm-hmm.
And they said he's still slated to play this weekend. So he's on the injury report now.
Yeah, and on the other side, man, Jared Goff, 31 for 41, 340 yards, a couple touchdowns.
The Lions offense is very fun.
Amon-Ra, big day, 11 receptions, 114 and 2
What's
touchdowns.
with it with Cal quarterbacks going to the NFC North and becoming good?
I don't know, man. I don't know, but hey, man, Jared Goff is kind of proving some people wrong.
Proving you wrong.
Yeah, that's true. I had him in like bottom 3 QBs in football, and he's definitely proved me wrong. The Vikings grinded one out versus the Jets, 27-22. Vikings are now 10-2 on the year, and the Jets were fighting there though, man. Mike White,
I know.
57
Berrios dropped a touchdown.
Yes, that and
I was rooting for the Jets just because I wanted Mike White. Mike White played really good though.
He did. A couple picks, but I mean he's thrown 57 times.
Yeah.
So, but a guy that's kind of been underwhelming, Dalvin Cook, a little underwhelming this year. Hasn't been.
Well, he had 20 carries, 86 yards this game.
Yeah, this game was solid for sure. Overall, though, I feel like everybody probably had him top 4 running back in football. I think we both have him at 4, if I remember correctly. So, kind of an underwhelming year altogether. The Giants Commanders 2020 tie.
So fitting.
It is very
because they're so like neck and neck in the to race right now.
Mm-hmm.
So that they tied is just hilarious.
And the Giants kind of coughed that one up. They had it there at the end,
Yeah.
and kind of coughed that one up. The Eagles proved me wrong personally, beating the Titans 35-10, which they shut down Derrick Henry completely, bro. Like
The Titans they're still the team where if they don't have a running game, they have no chance of winning.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Oh wow, I didn't realize Tannehill led their team in rushing.
Yes, I mean, they literally
That
shut
is why I
down.
lost in fantasy this week.
Yeah. Um, Ravens Broncos with a shootout, 10-9.
Oh my
Ravens.
God.
That was an awful football game, and Lamar got hurt, which made it even worse.
Hmm.
Um,
Tyler
so
Huntley though, he may be like one of the best backups in the
he is
league.
though. He's electric,
Utah,
man.
like played at Utah.
He's electric. No, wasn't there another Huntley? Brett Huntley? Didn't he go to UCLA?
Yeah,
I get those confused all the time.
but I I just don't know how the Broncos offense is that bad.
I know.
If you're a
No,
Broncos defender, you have to.
yeah.
I think I was listening to something. It said if the Broncos had like the Steelers offense this year, like the 28th offense in the league, they'd
Mhm.
win they'd almost be like 500.
It's no excuses for us. They have a really bad offensive line, which is a shock because they were supposed to be solid. Really bad offensive line, but he's just been not there. And like, if you look at it, their weapons aren't. Their weapons had potential,
Hmm.
but Jerry Judy's really inconsistent.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know. I feel like he's not bust, but he's not been what they expected out of him.
Yeah, I agree with
Like
that.
Cortland Sutton, the same thing. Um, Deshaun Watson's return though, 27-14 win over his former team, the Texans, and I think like 20 of those points came from the defense or
Yeah,
something like
the
that.
offense was not great,
Well,
which
that's what I've been
if you
saying.
figured he
Like,
didn't play football for two
yeah,
years, so
that's literally what I've been telling everybody. Everybody's like, "Oh, Deshaun Watson's going to carry me in fantasy."
I
Not
did play him in one of my leagues because Kyler Murray was on a bye.
there you go, there you go. I keep telling people like next year he will be the guy without a doubt. But
Mhm.
this year, like I think Brissett is just like he's been there the whole year. He's played consistently.
Yeah.
Deshaun Watson hasn't played a game in a year and a half, 2 years. So, but hey, Texans keep on getting closer and closer to that first pick
Yeah,
if they
who they
haven't
gonna
locked it
pick?
already.
Yeah.
The Niners took care of business versus the Dolphins 33-17, but there's a big storyline coming out of
With
that one.
Mr. Irrelevant as their quarterback, Brock Purdy.
Yeah.
First Mr. Irrelevant to throw a touchdown pass.
Really
Hmm.
interesting stat there. But no, Jimmy G out for the year. So what do you do, Zach? If you're San Francisco, Baker Mayfield is the talk right now.
That's who I'd pick.
Really?
They signed Josh Johnson, who's played for like every single NFL team. Solid
Yes.
backup.
Yep.
But I think they're going to be fine because they just win with quarterbacks that aren't that good.
Mhm.
And he didn't
Very
play that.
true.
Brock Purdy didn't play that bad, honestly. And
He
they beat.
finished them out.
They won 33-17, which is ridiculous.
Exactly. Yeah.
Terry Kill still got his 9 catches, 146 yards
Of
though.
course. Of course. Now, this next game, people won't like, but you and I really like to an extent. The Bengals knocking off the Chiefs 27-24. Mixed feelings, more good feelings than bad, in my opinion.
Very mixed, but T. Higgins had the good catch to get the seal the deal.
Yep. Yep.
When I cheer for the Bengals, it's just for T. Higgins.
I kind of like Joe Mixon. Joe Mixon's kind of fun.
Yeah, he didn't play. He was hurt though.
Exactly.
I like Samaje P.
Overall.
Ryan. He just goes to different teams and just always seems to be good.
Yeah, doesn't play anywhere. Doesn't play like at all when Mixon's in there, and then scores 3 touchdowns, and then goes back to the bench. Yeah, pretty good job.
Travis Kelce fumbled. Bust. Kidding.
Yeah, this next game, man. I'm so torn, but also kind of just disappointed in the Chargers.
This
I
is
know they're
every year,
banged up.
though.
It is. I know they're banged up, but they lose 27-20
Every year
to
they're
the
banged up.
yeah, man. To the Raiders 27-20. Raiders starting to gain some traction a little bit. They're sitting at 5-7 now.
True. They could sneak it.
They
I have
could,
the
man.
playoff picture up too. Yeah,
And I'm gonna be honest. They're kind of scary if they get in.
yeah. So the Jets had the last playoff spot right now at 7-5, and it doesn't look like they're going to be doing. They play Buffalo next week, so that's a loss. New England plays is the next 6-6. Chargers 6-6. Then there's Vegas 5-7, and then Cleveland's 5-7. Both those teams could somehow sneak in.
Yeah.
And guess who Vegas plays next week?
Who's
The
that?
Rams. Win.
Yeah, man. I mean, Derek Carr's playing solid, not great football, but Josh Jacobs has turned like this. He's in a contract year. I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Massive season for Josh Jacobs. 144 yards this week and a touchdown. And then Devontae Adams, low key, had 177 yards receiving and a couple tutties this week. So they're
good.
scary, man. If they get enough defense, they're very good. Before we get on to your little happy moment last night.
What about your team?
I was gonna say. So yeah, the Seahawks beat the Rams 27-23. Last minute touchdown from Geno to DK kind of sealed that one off. I was kind of sweating it there for a while. But a win's a win, and we love seeing the Rams go down. So
in the NFL, a win, it doesn't matter what the team's like.
Exactly.
A win is a win.
Exactly. But yeah, man, we're sitting at 7-5. I'm feeling okay. I'm still I don't know how to feel because like the Jimmy G situation makes me feel a little better. But at the same time, it's like it's Jimmy G. Is it going to be a huge drop off, whoever they have in there?
Oh, you guys are the last playoff spot too. That tie helped you.
I know. Yeah. It's crazy because we've been leading the division all year, and then all of a sudden now we're, fighting for that spot.
Watch out for Detroit.
Detroit, Washington. Yeah. Yeah, man. Got to keep an eye on it. But last night, I'm not gonna lie, it was like what 20. What was it? 28-19 at one point in the third.
Yeah.
And I turned it off because I had to go to work. And then I get back and I'm like, I wonder who pulled that one out. 54-19. What happened in the fourth quarter?
Hey, we finish out games. That's what we do. They threw like a ton of Matt Ryan had 3 picks, a fumble. We had a pick 6. This may be the best Cowboys team. Like, I know I say this a lot, but like our defense is actually really good. I don't know. They just are actually winning by a lot.
Yeah.
After the Vikings game, I was like, okay.
Mm-hmm. But you got the Texans next week too. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, and then the Jags. Let's go.
Oh my gosh.
I will be at that game.
You probably have some divisional games after that, right?
Yeah, we play the Eagles on New Year's or Christmas Eve.
Eagles and Titans, that'll be kind of tough. And then you'll finish up with I'm guessing it's like the Giants or something. No, you've already played the Giants.
Battle of Texas.
Who do you finish up with?
Is it the Eagles?
I don't see you guys. No, Giants. Oh, Commanders. You guys got the Commanders last.
The Commies.
But yeah, man, you're sitting pretty good. I hate to say it.
You've had like dominant wins the last 2 times too.
Yeah, you guys have looked good for sure. For sure. I gave our player of the week in the NFL to Jalen Hurts. I kind of wanted to give it to Devontae Adams, but Jalen Hurts 29 for 39. I think it was 4 total touchdowns, a rushing and 3 passing.
Mm-hmm.
I had to give that to him, but yeah. Do you have anything else sports wise on the top of your head?
I do not.
Another really long, busy episode.
Yeah.
I do have to say, for anybody that's still listening to this long episode, or even just the NFL part here.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you. But the NFL or we have an interview coming up this week, basketball player. So that'll probably be out on Thursday, and then we'll have another episode out on Friday. But everybody have a great rest of the week, and we will see you guys, I guess, Thursday for the interview.
Yep. See you guys.